In these hallowed halls, Samuel Adams once said, "It does not take a majority to prevail. It takes an irate, tireless minority, keen on setting brush fires of the mind." Jacob already mentioned brush fires. I was afraid he was going to steal my line. But I think we've got one hell of a brush fire brewing, guys. This thing is big. This thing is really huge. There was another member of the Founding Fathers that we've already mentioned today, and that was James Otis. He wasn't as well known, but one of the interesting things is James Otis, one of the big things that he was opposed to are writs of assistance. We call them warrantless searches. The Patriot Act was passed in the wee hours of the night, in the rush, in the aftermath of 9/11, with no thought, with no reading of the bill. My father maintains that the bill may not have even been printed when the voting was going on. We rushed through an act that allows and encourages your librarian to be a spy. It encourages your phone company to be a spy. We live in a time of an imperial presidency. We live in a time where the president, the current president, maintains that he needs no further authority to attack Iran. His administration has written extensively, his legal team has written extensively, that the powers of the commander-in-chief are virtually boundless. And you would wish that there was some opposition party. But do the Democrats even have the guts to vote against the war? Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama continue to vote to fund the war. Rudy McRomney and the Republican gang, one war's not enough. Not only do they want the Iraq war to go on in perpetuity, they want to bomb Iran next. What did Romney say? He wouldn't consult the Congress. He wouldn't consult the Constitution. He'd call up his lawyer and find out if he could attack Iran. Every candidate, save Ron Paul, believes in this idea of preemptive war. He stood up in one of the debates. My father stood up in one of the debates, and I thought this was one of the best lines he had when he came forward on the stage, and he said in an impassioned way, "This is the greatest moral crisis of our times, accepting a notion that we can attack other countries that haven't attacked us. It's a recipe for disaster. It's unconstitutional, and the consequences are horrible and unintended, and what we will get out of it will be nothing but disaster." We live in a time when the president, by imperial fiat, adds signing statements to legislation. His attorneys write page after page of new legislation that wasn't passed by Congress, and they attach it to the bill. In one fell swoop, he becomes judge, jury, and the legislature all combined. We're gathered here today because we want an end to this. We want an end to an imperial presidency. We want restraint. We're here today to work for and elect the only man capable and willing of reinstituting constitutional rule in our country. As Ron Paul left Congress in 1984, in his farewell address, he wrote, "Thousands of men have come and gone here in our country's history. Except for a few, most will go unnoticed and remain nameless in the pages of history, as I'm sure I will be." Those few who are remembered are those who were able to grab the reins of power and, for the most part, use that power to the detriment of our nation. We must remember that achieving power is never the goal in a truly free society. Dissipation of power is the objective of those who truly love liberty. Today, as we gather here in Faneuil Hall, we are going to set a record for fundraising. We are sending a message to the world that we won't be ignored. We are sending a message that we are no longer just a motley band of protesters. Well, maybe we're still a little bit that. The Ron Paul rabble is now the Ron Paul Revolution, and thank you for allowing us to participate in it.